Stephanie from New England Dance Academy, and I am here with my friend Christiana, and she's going to be helping me do a little tap video for everybody. We're going to do some steps that we want you to practice while you're around home. The great thing about doing tap and doing it a cappella, because we're not going to use music today, is so that we can break down the steps. So just like the alphabet, when you're learning your ABCs and then you can learn a bunch of words and you have a better vocabulary, the same is true for tap. Once you learn the basic steps in tap, you can put them together and that creates the choreography. So we're going to break down some steps today, and we're going to ask you to really take some time to really pay attention to them. Now we know at home not everybody has a hardwood floor that mom and dad want you to like scrape up with your tap shoes. So you actually don't need to use tap shoes. You can use sneakers, you can use jazz shoes, you can use socks, you could be in your own bare feet. The idea of the movement and getting the sounds in, you can do without tap shoes. If you have a little board, or you have a tap board, or you have a place in the house that you can do tap, that's even better. But no worries, still practice the steps. It'll go a long way in kind of the memory, the body memory of the steps, so that when you do get your tap shoes on, it'll be worth the practice that you did. So we're going to start today with shuffles. So a shuffle in tap means to go brush forward and brush back. A shuffle makes two sounds: brush forward, brush back. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Now, sometimes we say shuffle and we'll get this. Now it's not a shuffle because it doesn't make the two brush sounds. It has to hit the floor when it goes forward for brush number one. It has to hit the floor when it goes back for brush number two. So a lot of little ones will stand at the bar. We'll have them hold on because when you're in center, it's hard to balance, which could be a reason why you're not spanking the floor with both sounds. We're going to do this for a little bit older, so we're going to stay in center. But if you have a little one, have them hold the back of a chair so that they can stay up and hold on to something. The point is that they're spanking the floor with the front of the foot to go forward, spank, and the back. Now the other thing we want to talk about is what is actually making the sound. So we're going to have Christiana pick her shoe up to the front for me so I can show you. So the top tap is what hits the floor in a shuffle, not the heel. There's never a heel in a shuffle. It's the top of the tap only. So if we spank the floor with the heel, we're no longer doing a shuffle, we're doing the start of a scuff. So with the foot in the back, we're going to concentrate on only brushing the top part of the shoe. Spank it against the ground, spank it back. Spank it against the ground, spank it back. Spank it and spank it and spank it and spank it. Only getting the very, very top of the shoe, which is, believe it or not, can be a difficult concept. Now, we're working from the ankle under as we work on our shuffles, trying to make a little bit of motion as we get a little bit more proficient in the sound. So we're going to do 7 shuffles, and then we're going to step with the right foot. Also, you always start forward, so the preparation for a shuffle is to have the leg be in the back. 5, 6, 7, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and step. Now, we have an in count in a shuffle because remember, a full shuffle doesn't count unless it has both sounds. So when we count it as 1 and, because if we only do the 1, we haven't completed the shuffle. So when we say 7 shuffles and then a step, it's the 2 brushes and then the step at the end. So we're going to try it again on the right foot. 7 shuffles and a step. 5, 6, 7, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and step. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing on the left. Just like in dance when we go across the floor on the right and across the floor on the left, we try to do the same with tap. So we want to make sure that we're always using both feet. The left foot is up. Again, brush forward and brush back, only using the top part of our tap shoe. 5, 6, 7, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and step. Nice. Now we're going to go right foot and then left foot. 5, 6, 7, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and step. Left 1 and 2 and 3 and Now that's a shuffle. So a fun exercise to do at home, we can do 7 shuffles in a step right, 7 shuffles in a step left. Then we can change the number. 3 shuffles in a step right, 3 shuffles in a step left. Then we can go to 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step. So we're going to try that. 7 shuffles in a step 1, then the left. 3 shuffles in a step right, then the left. 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step, 1 shuffle in a step. 5, 6, 7, we go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and we go 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, we go 1, 2, 3, we go 1, 2, 3, we go 1, we go 1, we go 1, we go 1. Thank you very much. Now, what's nice about that is you can hear the rhythm. You can hear, because it's a cappella, if we were missing the floor and not actually completing the shuffle, if we weren't doing the same timing, you'd be able to hear that as well because we're doing it together. So what I want you to do is kind of start and stop this video so that you can do this exercise over and over again where it's nice and clean and it's nice and proficient. Why do we do 7 in a step or 3 in a step or 1 in a step? Because in dance we do counts of 8, and that's what helps us stay together. When we're doing 7 shuffles in a step, we're using 8 counts. So in choreography, if this was a choreography piece and I said to Christiana, okay, we're gonna work on choreography, we're gonna do a shuffle for 1 and 2, then she would know it's 1 shuffle and then a step. And if I had 17 girls in the classroom and I said the shuffle is 1 and 2, when we were ready for choreography, all 25 of us would go 1 and 2. So we know that that's the step. So that's why it's important to not only know a step, but to know the rhythm of the step. Again, remember the shuffle is always 2 sounds. So 7 shuffles on a step, 7 shuffles in a step, 3 shuffles, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then we're always working in that count of 8. And that's an important thing for you to practice at home. Once you get a really good idea for a shuffle, then you can move on to a lot of steps in tap. Whether you're really little to beginner, intermediate, advanced, you're always going to be working with shuffle. So it's something you really want to master, and the earlier you master it, the better. Next, we're going to move to a flap. Now, a flap, a lot of people think is similar to a shuffle. But a flap is a brush forward, so it starts like a shuffle, and then it has a stop. So it's brush and stop. I like to think of it as if your foot got stuck in glue, got stuck in gum, got stuck in mud. So I teach it in a way that's a little bit exaggerated in the beginning so that students really get the understanding of the difference between a shuffle and a flap. A flap, again, has a brush in the beginning and then has a stop. So we start in the back just like we would a shuffle. We brush to the front, brush and stop. It still makes 2 sounds, but it doesn't brush back. Instead, it makes a tap sound to the front. 5, 6, 7, we do full lap. 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 Now, what's interesting about the flap is that also like the shuffle, it uses the same part, only the top of the tap shoe. Again, if I'm getting the heel mixed in on my flap, then I don't have the right step. I also start forward, just like I would a shuffle, brush to the front, and then tap. 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, and full lap. Good, now we're going to try 3 on the left side. 5, 6, 7, and full lap. 5, 6, 7, and full lap. 5, 6, 7, and full lap. Now you can really exaggerate the brush and the stop like I'm stuck, brush and stop like I'm stuck, or you can just do a flap, which is a brush stop, where we're picking the tempo up a little bit. 5, 6, 7, and flap. 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 It's the same exact thing. It's a brush and a stop, just the tempo is a little bit different. So now that we've really kind of concentrated on the top of the tap shoe, we're going to add in a heel. Again, the tap shoe has the 2 taps for the tap, and then we also have the heel tap. So we want to be able to incorporate both. So we have flap and then heel. To exaggerate it, we are going to do brush, stop, heel. So we get all three sounds in. 5, 6, 7, we do brush, stop, heel. 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 Excellent. Now the same thing on the left side. 5, 6, 7, we do brush, stop, heel. 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 Nice. Now we have shuffle, check. Flap, check. Flap, heel, check. All three things broken down so that you can take the time you need, stop the video, go over the steps, and then pick it back up from where you leave off, where you feel like you can do it without even thinking about it. We're gonna do shuffle, step, flap, 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 heel. So we're gonna do shuffle, step, right, shuffle, step, left, flap, flap, flap. Again, shuffle, step, flap, flap, flap. Once you understand the difference between the shuffle and the flap, you can do a bunch of combinations. We can do shuffle into flaps into flap heels. So then we're going to do shuffle step right, shuffle step left, flap, flap, flap heel. Shuffle step right, shuffle step left, flap, flap, flap heel. Yes? So you can see that you can start adding on different combinations. Once you understand the shuffle, the flap and the flap heel, we can then add another heel. So we can do flap, heel, heel. We have brush, stop, heel, and then we're going to do the back heel. We have brush, stop, heel, back heel. 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 So what have we done? Shuffles on the right, flaps, flap, heel, flap, heel, back heel. Yes, we're starting to add on a little bit to the combination. So, shuffle is brush, brush, flap is brush, stop, flap, heel is brush, stop, heel, and then we have flap, heel, heel, flap, heel, heel. Yes? Okay, so, adding on a little bit, we're going to do flap, heel, heel, traveling. Flap, heel, heel. Now we're going to do the left side. Flap, front heel, back heel. 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 Back it up a little bit. Brush, stop, front heel, back heel. 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 5, 6, 7, and flap, heel, heel, flap, heel, heel, flap, heel, heel, flap, heel, heel. Again, breaking down the steps. Stop when you need to. Go over what you don't understand. The shuffle is 2 sounds. The flap with the heel, and then the flap, heel, heel. Once you've really mastered the difference between the shuffle and the flap, you can add on a bunch of things. You can go fast, you can go slow. I would challenge you to put on a song and do the shuffle combination that we did at the beginning, the 7 shuffles in the step, the 3 shuffles in the step, to all different tempos. Everything would be in a count of 8. So we might move slow. Let's do 7 and 7. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and step. Or we might go double time. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and step. Yes? So you can fool around with tempo, but you just have to understand the step first. So now, once we understand the flap and the shuffle, we're going to move on to just a couple more things in this video, and then we're going to give you some time to practice at home. Shuffle, hop, step. Shuffle, brush, brush that we did. Hop and dance means to go up and down on the same foot. And then step, what we just did. So we have shuffle, hop, step. 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 On the left side, we have shuffle, hop, step. Shuffle, hop, step. Shuffle, hop, step. Shuffle, hop, step. Now, one thing we didn't talk about as we get a The whole thing is done up on the balls of your feet. So when we go to do our shuffles and our flaps, the goal is that we stay up on the balls of our feet and we don't drop the heel unless we have the heel. So we're always really lifting up and staying off our heels. So when we do the shuffle hop step, there's no heel involved. Shuffle, hop step. We're off the heels, yes? 5, 6, 7, and shuffle, hop step. Now, we're gonna do 4 shuffle hop steps. We're gonna do 1 slow and then we're gonna pick up the tempo. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step. Now we're gonna go a little faster. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step, shuffle, hop step. Now it's the same exact thing we've already done. The slow shuffle, the 1 hop, and then the 1 step. Yes? Okay, so shuffle, hop step, flap, heel, and the regular shuffle. Big time homework. Last thing for today, when we go up and down on 1 foot, we call that a hop. When we go from 1 foot to the other foot, we call that a leap. So we can leap onto 1 foot, leap, we can shuffle on 1 foot, and we can leap back. We can leap, shuffle, leap. 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 Good, yes? We're gonna try the other side. Leap on the left, shuffle on the right, leap back. 5, 6, 7, and. Good, now we can do shuffle, hop step, we can do shuffle, leap step. If we do shuffle, hop step, we can do leap shuffle. We can do shuffle, hop step, and we can do leap shuffle. Yes, leap, shuffle, leap. The difference between the hop and the leap is the up and down on the same foot or transferring weight from 1 foot to the other foot. So, shuffle, step, flap, heel, heel, shuffle, hop, step, leap, shuffle, step. Those are all some basic steps that you can do over and over again to get proficient in the tap steps so that when we come back in a couple days and we do a little combination to these steps, you'll already have mastered the steps. It's not about what you do in tap, it's about how you do it. Making sure you get nice clean sounds, making sure that if there's a transfer of weight, you understand it, making sure you understand going forward and back, the difference between a flap, the difference between a shuffle. And then I think you'll be in good shape for when we meet again. Okay, so everybody practice, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, Christiana. Have a good day, everybody.